and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make my weekly meal prep, as I'm now on a cut and it's going really well so far. So I'm going to stick to this meal plan yet again this week because I found that it's been working for me, been working for my body. Also show you what ingredients I bought for the week and how much it cost. So let's get into it, but please like, comment and subscribe before we go any further. Thank you. Okay, so all of this, excluding the rice and the protein powder, cost me £20 with delivery, which isn't too bad. We've got 1 kg of chicken, lots of eggs, some Greek yogurt, oats, Coke Zero, I couldn't think what that was called then, some pure olive oil and some ground paprika. Now, what I also like to do is, of course, I've been weighing my food recently, so we're going to be weighing everything out. I like to use garlic when I cook my chicken breast, also some tomatoes. And basically, I've been batch prepping everything for the week, and I found that this is so much easier. So when, say, I'm hungry or I just need to pick me up, I can quickly go in the fridge, heat it up, and it's done. So yeah, let me show you how I do everything. It's been pretty good. I've been doing this now for 2 weeks, and I have already seen a lot of results with my physique. I feel good, I feel lean, I feel strong. So yeah. And I genuinely do find that it saves so much more time prepping everything and getting it done like beforehand, you know. So yeah, I just use non-stick frying pan and another pan. Now I'm gonna be cooking my rice whilst I do my vegetables. The routine that I like to do it is I like to cook my rice, and then whilst my rice is cooking, because I like to it's a weird thing with the chicken, I don't like mixing it, you know, because obviously there's a huge contamination risk with chicken. So I like to chop up all my vegetables, aka the tomatoes, garlic and onion first, put it in a bowl, then I know how much I've got there ready to go to just chuck into the pan, let that cook for a little bit, and then chop my chicken, and whilst I've chopped my chicken, then put it in the pan, and it just makes life 10 times easier. Of course, see how much chicken I can fit in the pan. Most of the time I have to do it in 2 because it is 1 kg of chicken, which amounts to 200 grams for the whole week per day. And then I also like to have 125 grams of rice with that, with the chicken. And then I will also, where have I gone? And I also like to meal prep my oats, but I only prep my oats 2 days in advance. I've eaten one of them, so I'm just going to be giving you an example of one day, like what I do for the oats. And plus I need more containers. So yeah, that is usually what I do. And then for my evening meal, I just make an omelette with rice, and of course I pre-cook the rice again in bulk, and then I just scoop out the amount of grams that I have, and then I can just do that throughout the week, add that to my evening omelette meal, and then again it's done. So it just makes life 10 times easier, and I'm more likely to stick to it, you know, if it's already cooked. I'm using 1 litre of water for my rice, and I'm just going to use the rest of the bag and see how far it gets me, to be fair. I'm not super crazy how much garlic and like tracking it, because it would be a bit different if I was doing like a bodybuilding comp or something, you know. But because purely I'm just doing it for a cut, like a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion here and there is really, for me, not gonna change my whole progress. And today is Sunday, so it's like my big cleanup day, you know. So I'm like halfway through doing all of my cleaning, but I was like, there's no point cleaning, like deep cleaning everything and then getting it dirty from doing my prep. So yeah, that is my plans for today. I've got a lot to do and it's like 5 PM already. So I'm just putting the garlic in here for the minute. So as I say, like, I think that's probably enough. It's just for flavouring really. Like I would just eat the chicken plain if I could, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people where like, I've got the rubbish bin next to me so I can clean up as I go along. Because to me, there is nothing worse than like making a huge mess, I don't know, when I cook. It's not for me, okay? Yeah, I don't like to fully dice them up because I like to have them chunky. Good, because then after this is done, I use the same chopping board for my chicken, so I don't have to keep doing loads of things. Right, now that the water is looking pretty good, I'm legit just gonna finish this bag off. I don't know how much is in there, we'll obviously weigh it after. Okay, now that the rice is in, I'm gonna turn on my saucepan on a low heat, and I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of olive oil, because you obviously get a lot naturally from the chicken anyway, so you don't need loads. I'm also going to be using salt and pepper, pink Himalayan salt, and then the ground pepper. And I'm just really thinly slicing the chicken, to be fair. Like, I don't do anything crazy. I don't even season it before. Yeah, I don't even season it. I just feel like I'm on a race against the clock with this. Paprika time. And I'm not shy. This isn't the usual paprika I get. Now I'm scared because it doesn't look like how it normally would. I think I left the chicken too long to cook, but it's okay. Because it can soak all the juices, you know. Okay, now after a good stir, my hood fan is on, so you might not be able to hear me. I've just let it sit for a couple of minutes just to absorb. As you can see here, there's so much juices, so it's just absorbing the juices. Look, I don't care about taste, I'm really not gonna lie. As long as it's cooked and it's got protein, like, it does the job. So don't come at me for, oh my gosh, like, it's not gonna taste nice, this, that, and the other. I know that it is all cooked because I can see, and there is enough room in the pan as well. So like, don't worry about there being any bits like uncooked, because I can see here, like, breaking them apart, they're all definitely cooked, which is good. So yeah, but I think they are looking pretty ready, to be fair. Now I'm gonna be prepping my rice. And we're going to measure out 125 grams of rice to go in each container. Okay, so there's our first lot. Now my leftover rice I'm going to be putting in a bowl to cool, and then I'll be putting that in the fridge and covering it. Now I'm going to be weighing 210, 215 because of the course of the weight of the onions and the garlic too, and a little bit of juice, but I know roughly it'll be like 200 grams chicken. Okay, that is 200. My chicken is just cooling, so I'm going to make 3 portions of overnight oats. I'm going to show you how I make them. So, for these overnight oats, I'm going to be using the white chocolate raspberry whey protein powder, which is literally my favourite flavour at the minute. We're going to be doing 50 grams of oats in each serving. Also 50 grams of Greek yogurt, and to top them off, a couple of frozen blueberries. Then I take my whey protein and I'm doing 1.5 scoops in each serving. I just see and I hope for the best. But I'm sure if I actually took the time to measure it, then I would be able to find like the perfect balance every time, you know? The protein powder is like completely mixed in with the oats. But that's why, I don't know, I love this flavour. Like sometimes I'll make chocolate ones if I'm in the mood for it, but this has like been my #1 go-to. I'm obsessed with this flavour. I waited for this flavour to come back in stock for so long. Weighing out 50 grams of Greek yogurt for each one, which is, I've worked it out to be, am I doing 50 grams or 100 grams? No, sorry, we're doing 100 grams. No, we'll do 75 grams. We'll meet in the middle, okay? Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, and now I just mix each one in a little bit. Like, I don't want to mix it fully because I like mixing it more once it's like absorbed and stuff when I go to eat it. Again, like, I'm not super caught up on it. And that's it. That is my breakfast prep done. And there we go. That is our full meal prep for the week. Well, for 5 days. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I will leave the macros linked down below for each portion if you want to try and create these yourself. But yeah, thank you and I'll see you in the next video.